Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I constructed this ombre wig using 613 hair. Basically, it's really simple. The steps are not complicated. So to jump right into the video, I'm going to show you how I made this wig. So this is what the hair looks like. As you guys can see, I already started sewing on the hair. I sewed the closure on first and started sewing the tracks around it. So now basically all I have to do is just close it up. So this is what the hair looks like when it comes in the bundle, and it is so soft and so nice. Like, it feels amazing. Everything will be listed down in the description below, like the link that I got, where to get it, everything. So the wig cap that I'm using is this center U-part wig cap. It does not matter what kind of wig cap you got, but this is the one that I'm using. And it doesn't matter if I got a U-part because I'm basically going to be cutting out that middle lace part anyways, and I'll be showing you guys in a second. But this is what the wig looks like once it is fully constructed and sewn on. Obviously you can see the black, but I'm about to cut that part off. Underneath, this is what the wig cap looks like. Obviously, as you can see, my tracks are sewn on tight and neat and very close together because I want this wig to be full. So I used a different color thread for the tracks that were sewn closer to the closure. I wanted to use white, but I could not find my white thread. But I used a lighter color because I didn't want to use black because I didn't want it to show under the closure. When I dye the roots of the hair, the thread will take color of the dye, so it's perfectly fine. So now we're cutting the lace from under the wig, and this is why I said it doesn't matter if you get a U-part wig cap because you're just going to cut it out anyways. And so now under your closure should look like this, so when you wear your wig, there's nothing black under it. For the next part, I'm taking the Adore Honey Brown dye and the Kiss Express hair color in the shade Mahogany, and I'm going to mix those two shades together. Okay, so this is what I tried to do at first. So as you can see, I pinned the hair up and I'm trying to ombre the wig by putting the dye at the root. Obviously, if you try this, hair is going to get in the way, like it's inevitable, so don't worry about that. But I found that it was like super difficult to try to do the ombre this way. Like, it was just like way too complicated. Hair was just falling in the way and I felt like it would have taken me way too much time. So once I figured out that that was not gonna work, I started working from the top down, and that is much easier, especially if you're trying to just dye roots of a wig. So like I said, hair is just gonna get in the way regardless, so don't worry about that. But I am putting dye on both sides of the pieces of hair, so I'm starting out on that side and I'm making sure the roots get color, and then I flip it over and then I put the dye on the other side. So what I'm doing here is I'm using a rat tail comb to spread out the dye, only because when I put the dye down, I noticed that it just gave it a blunt look and I did not like that. So I'm using a comb to give it more of that ombre effect, and it worked perfectly. Like, if you ever want to ombre your roots, don't forget to like comb it out, because then you'll just have this nasty looking blunt colored look on your head and it just will not look right. Like, you want it to be ombre, you want it to look effortlessly done, like it's growing out the top of your head. Honestly, I could have just bought ombre 613 hair, and I did look into that, but all of the hair that I saw, the ombre came down to like its ears, and I did not like that. Like, the ombre was too dark or too blunt or too like far down, so that's why I decided to do it myself, and I'm glad I did. So once I'm finished around the head, this is what it looks like. And honestly, like, if you guys are doing this, what I realize is the hair is gonna fall on top of it. So obviously try to make it look as best as possible, but just know that hair is going to be covering it, so you don't have to worry about it looking super neat, because this is what it looks like. But now I'm going to do the closure because I left that for last. I didn't want the top hairs to get messed up, so I made sure that I did the closure at the very end. And I'm honestly just doing the same exact thing that I did to the whole head. I'm just making sure that it just looks a little bit neater, if that's even possible with hair dye. But you know, I'm taking my time because like I said, this is what people will see on the top of my head, so I want to make sure it does not look messed up. So I'm just taking my time and making sure that I'm cutting the closure into smaller parts and that everywhere is getting the right amount of dye, and that I'm combing through it to make sure that the ombre at the top looks bomb, basically. And this is what it should look like once you're done. I'm just taking like the remaining little drops of dye and just making sure that the dye is like even throughout the top of my head. But yeah, this is what it should look like. So after all that is done, I'm just going to let the dye sit in overnight. So this is what the hair looks like after it has been air dried and then blow dried. And after being straightened with a flat iron, this is what the hair looks like now. So now this part is me just cutting the wig, and this is actually really fun. Like, I don't know why, but I really enjoyed cutting the hair off. But basically I am just taking some scissors and I'm making a blunt cut. I'm going back over the ends of the hair just to make sure that it is the length that I want and that all the ends are even and there are no straggly pieces left. So this is what the wig looks like after, and it is so cute. Yo, I was so happy, you guys. You don't even understand. And now I'm just running over with a flat iron just to make sure that it is nice and flat right before I put it on. So now I am just going to cut off the lace, and I ended up sewing an elastic band behind the wig to help secure it and to keep it in place, so I don't have to use got-to-be glued or anything like that. So my wig is secured. And yeah, after I may go over it one more time with the flat iron, and then I'm basically done. I really love how the roots came out. Like, I wasn't sure what I was doing or like if I was doing it right, but it basically came out pretty good. Like, I really love the roots. Like, I think that's my favorite part, the roots and then the cut. Like, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.